Welcome everybody. My name is Keenan and this is my wife Sagal. She's going to be the guinea pig today as I take you through a 45-minute practice. So I'm a former paratrooper turned into power yogi and now a performance coach. And I've actually been enjoying yoga for about 20 years and I think it's one of the best things for you to find daily movement. One of the most essential parts of the practice, however, is that you breathe through the epiglottis of your throat. It's called Ujjayi Breath, which means victorious breathing. And even if you're brand new, and I can't see you, so I have no idea what sort of skill level you have, so I'm going to teach it to a very basic level. However, if you're more experienced, you're welcome to take on more advanced postures or more advanced variations of the postures. But the essential part is that you get this breath. And so it's like breathing through a straw in your throat. A way to learn it is if you are cleaning your sunglasses, what would you do? You would try to heat your sunglasses, right? So place your hand in front of you, give that a go, try to, and then see if you can do that now with your mouth closed, the same heat coming out. It's a very subtle aspirant sound to the breath. See if you can keep your mouth closed now. Breathe through the nose. As you inhale, it's helpful to smile. It looks nice, but also it creates this contraction of the epiglottis. It sounds like a wave that's washing across the shore. It's very essential. It's very important that you find it. It shouldn't be loud. If you are practicing with someone else in the room, they should not hear it. Only you should hear it. It's a very subtle sound, but it's not nasal and it's not mouth breathing. So it's through the nose, but with a subtle contraction of your throat. So see if you can maintain that throughout the entire practice. I'm going to warm you up nice and slowly before we get into a little bit of flow, and then we'll finish with a Shavasana. Note that we're both starting with our jumpers on today. It will get a little bit lighter here. I know it's dark. You just see our silhouette at the moment, but maybe start with a jumper if you need to, if that helps, just to keep you nice and warm, and I'll give you a chance to take those jumpers off throughout the practice. Also, I've given my wife a glass of water in case she gets thirsty. You might have a water bottle close by, but I do encourage you not to break where possible, but rather just to keep the continuous flow. Always best to practice on an empty stomach, so I do hope that you are empty, and otherwise let's get cracking. So we're going to start in child's pose, please. So choose the direction that you're going to face. Take your knees nice and wide, and rest your hips back towards the heels. Some of you may not be able to actually do that, and that's okay. You could stay up a little higher if you need to. You could keep your head rested on a block. If you've got a block, it may be useful. I encourage you to practice with a block always. If you don't have one, I'm not going to teach a class that requires one, but maybe in future, please ensure that you do have a block where possible. And so just adjust your position, maybe reach the hands out in front of you, stretch them right out as far as they'll go, and just relax the hips into the heels. And straight up, see if you can find this natural, this Ujjayi breath, this subtle contraction of your throat. No one else should hear the breath, only you can hear the subtle sound that the breath makes, very subtle. The other aspect of the breath is as you exhale, you want to draw your belly in, and see if you can now keep your belly drawn in and breathe deeper into your chest. You can feel your intercostal muscles spread, your ribs, and see if you can inflate the back of your lungs. It's called thoracic breathing. So belly just stays gently engaged. It's also going to protect the spine when we start to forward bend and back bend. So keep the core engaged. Nice. Take one more long exhale as you're ready. Really empty your lungs slowly. And then as you're ready to press to all fours as you inhale, adjust shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. And then chin to chest as you exhale. You want to round your spine as deeply as you can. Nice. And then inhale to look up to the sky. Turn your sit bones up. Good. Do this nice and slowly, chin to chest as you exhale, rounding as slowly as you can. Inhale to look up. Good. Two more. Long breath out. You might want to keep your eyes closed as often as possible to avoid distraction. Inhale to look up. You want to keep your mind really focused on your movement and your breath. One more exhale. Good. And then bring the spine to neutral. Right, so you want to keep the natural curve to the spine here, neck edges long, and I want you to then drop your chest to the floor, keep your arms long, and then, no, don't move. So now push up, push this up, yep. So you want to keep the spine straight, and this is called Sarada's push-ups, then drop your spine towards the floor, keep your arms straight. And so we're literally just moving the arm, boop, boop, boop. That's it, keep the arms straight, the Sarada's push-ups. You should feel these rhomboids between the scapulas around or protracting and retracting. That's it. Keep dropping your spine towards the floor, push it up. Spine's neutral, but keeping the arms straight. Good, and you can do that rapidly, you can do that slowly, but you really want to feel the muscles between your shoulder blades. So protracting, rounding, that's when you're rounding, and then retracting as you drop your spine towards the floor. That's it, really awaken these muscles, rhomboids. As you're doing this, please check your wrist creases are parallel to the front edge of your mat or slightly turned out. I prefer slightly turned out. And the outer edge of your shoulder, let's just stop that movement, check in on the alignment. The outer edge of your shoulder should bisect the middle of your wrist, so hands a little wider, honey. So outer edge of your shoulder bisects the middle of your wrist. Fingers spread them wide. As you're ready, you're going to lift your knees, take downward dog. That's the way. Now, in fact, let's find the correct position for downward dog. So start with a high push-up, shoulders above elbows, above wrists. See how my wife Sagar had to take her feet back. Let's get a bum down and straight spine, honey. So high push-up and shoulders above wrists and heels press back. So now you've got shoulders above wrists, heels pressing back with a straight spine. That's a neutral spine. Now don't move your feet, just bend your knees, take hips to the sky, downward dog. Don't move your feet. That's the way. So nice long base in your downward dog is essential. Fingers are spread wide, your thumbs are gently hugging towards the midline. Good, notice if your front ribs are flaring out, see if you can knit those front ribs in. Good, you want to keep neck edges nice and long. Good, and see if you can find that neutral spine. The belly is drawing in here. We've got gentle engagement of the core. Some of you got to keep the knees deeply bent. If you've got tight hamstrings, keep turning your butt to the sky. That's it, knees can stay bent, but by all means, if you can straighten the legs whilst keeping the butt turning high, by all means you could straighten them. And if you are focusing on your heels, it's the two edges of both heels that are pressing down. So the inner and the outer edge of the heels pressing towards the floor. Nice work. Check in on the quality of your breath. Slow and steady throughout. An Ujjayi breath, a victorious breath. If your eyes are open, they're glued to one point, ideally. We call this drishti. Another essential part of the practice is eyes remain steady. Good. Take one more long exhale to empty. And then you're going to take your right leg to the sky. Good. Bend the upper knee, open the hip. Drop your left elbow to the floor and walk the right hand forwards just a little bit. Just a little bit more. That's the way. Keep left heel grounding. You could keep a bend in your left leg if you'd like, and keep lifting the right leg as high as you comfortably can. Good. If you want to straighten that right leg and play with it up high, just take this movement nice and slow. It's the left thigh that's rolling open, but the left heel isn't rolling out. So the left heel grounds down. Nice. As you're ready, slowly level the hips and lower the right leg down. Level your hands. Good. Finish your next out breaths. You want to make sure you're staying with your breath to then take the left leg high to the sky on your inhale. Again, same movement to bend the upper knee, open the hip, drop right elbow to floor and walk the left hand forwards. That's the way. Again, you're welcome to explore straightening the upper leg. Maybe the lower leg stays bent so you're not locking out the knee aggressively. And holding this for about the same amount of time that you held the other side. And then we'll meet as you're ready, when you're ready, at the front of your mat, 2 feet hip width apart for ragdoll. So that's arms interlaced. Good. And bend your knees as deep as you need. In fact, for most of you, I'd recommend your knees stay deeply bent in all forward bends. Particularly if you're new, I highly encourage knees deeply bent so your chest is more or less on your thighs. Some of you, in fact, if you could demo this, elbow to your knees. Yeah, you can keep the arms interlaced if you want, but elbows to knees. That's it. Elbows above your knees. So you're actually just resting on your legs, right? For some, if you've got really tight lower back, right, it's a really good idea. This is probably the tightest part of the human body, the thoracolumbar fascia. If it's too tight, rather than trying to stretch that fascia, better to modify elbows to knees. And that's a good option for some. Others, as you can see with Sagal, she's just dropping the arm, or allowing herself to dangle, essentially. Now that we've got our feet together, or not together, but at the top of the mat, we always want to make sure that the toes are turned ever so slightly inwards, right? Never let the toes turn outwards because that's an external rotation of the hips. So toes turn slightly in, and see if you can really feel the 4 corners of your feet. So you don't want to be heavy on the inner edges or the outer edges. You've got a balance of the base of big toe and little toe, 2 edges of the heels. You can feel the little brush stroke of the inner arches of your feet. Good. And then without letting the knees collapse in, can you keep the knees energetically broadening? Nice work. Now for me personally, with tight glutes, I like to keep my feet at hip width apart. Others, as you're ready, you're going to release the hands, halfway lift. You might want to toe heel big toes together and keep heels slightly apart, or you might want to keep the feet wide. That's perfectly up to you. You might want to have the hands to your shins. You may want to have the elbows to the knees. Again, really up to you. This is a halfway lift, so we're looking for a flat back, including the neck edges, nice and long. Take an inhale. You're going to forward fold, bend your knees as you exhale. Don't let me rush you. Good. Again, halfway lift. Now what I want you to do is take the arms back here, right? This is how I want you to stand up. Wait, you could always roll up if you prefer, if you've got any hamstring injuries. But otherwise, with the arms back to start, stand up now with a straight spine. And like you're splashing your face, bring the hands through the center. And like you're splashing your face, reach up to the sky. Good. Notice Cigar's flared the front ribs. So you want to pull these front ribs in and keep neck edges long. We might take the jumper off now if that's okay. Feel free to take off the warm clothing. We're going to start to get moving shortly. Okay, and so as we reach up, again, the key alignment points here, the toes are turned slightly inwards, slightly in on the toes. That's it, the front ribs are knitted in, the biceps behind the ears, and then the little fingers are turning inwards. So you should feel your shoulder blades press into your back ribs. Now take an in-breath, fill up nice and slow, and you're going to lean to the right and lower the right hand down as you lean over to the right. That's the way. Make sure you cinch in the waist. Inhale, reach up, both arms back to the sky. Nice. Lean to the left. Left hand lowers down. And so slow movement. Reach up, both arms, front ribs knit them in. Good. Lean to the right. Good. Nice breath. Now, both arms up. Inhale. To the left. Nice and slow. Good. And then both arms up. Some of you may be rushing. Let's keep this slow. Hands to lower back as you breathe out. Really slow movement. Now standing back bend. Good. When you back bend here, first thing, keep chin slowly or chin towards the chest, right? And focus on your inner thighs drawing back. Keep your legs straight and back bend. Okay, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. You don't need to overdo it. Keep your core engaged. Again, chin is slightly tucked as opposed to dropping your head back. Good. And then focus on inner thighs back. Focus on your inner thighs drawing back. That's the way. Take an in-breath as you're ready. And then forward fold, bend the knees. You can slide the hands down the legs, but just bend the knees deep as you need to. Good. And then take left leg back. And I want you to wiggle left foot back a little further. Make sure that your front knee is above your right heel. You're welcome to drop the back knee. Otherwise, just stay on fingertips and keep the back knee off the floor. That's it. Left leg is straight and strong if you can manage that. Again, welcome to modify knee down if you need. Good. We want to make sure the feet are hip width apart so you never land your feet on a tightrope. That's it. You're breathing nice and deep into your chest. And just feeling this in the front of your left hip. Good. Take a large inhalation as you're ready. And then take it to downward dog. Plant the hands flat as you exhale. Good. And then bend the knees, roll to a high plank position. Roll to a high plank. So again, notice how Cigar doesn't bring her feet far enough back, so she needs to walk her feet back a little further, as it may be the case for some of you. So as when you're in high push-up, you're stacking your joints, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Your triceps are wrapping in a little bit here, right? Make sure the wrist creases are maybe slightly turned out, fingers are spread. Now your thumbs are going to hug towards the midline, right? So now feel free to drop the knees. In fact, good option for some, but keep the spine straight if you're dropping the knees. So we want to drop the knees forwards and down as opposed to straight down. And then slowly come forwards to lay down, hands hug in as you lay down. Good. Chest on the floor, but shoulders off the floor here. Chest on the floor, but shoulders off. So we're retracting the scapulars as we did before. Check to ensure that your elbows are above your wrists. So some of you want to slide the hands back a little bit more, not too far back. You never want the elbows forwards of your wrists. You want the elbows just above, maybe slightly behind the wrist. Now lift it into Cobra Pose. Now a couple of things about this pose, Cobra, is firstly, we don't want to let the heels roll in. So if you want to tuck your toes for a moment and check to see that the 10 toes are pointing directly down. And so your thighs are completely neutral. Maybe there, lay the toes flat if you'd like to, go for it. But don't let the heels roll in. Again, that would be external rotation of the hips. That's compressing the sacrum. We don't want that. So thighs are neutral. Now lift into a maximum point without using your hands. So get to that maximum back bend using your back muscles. Maybe even let the hands lift off the floor. I sometimes also, at this point, like to lift the feet off the floor, but without letting the heels roll in. That's the way. As you're ready, you're going to tuck your toes and press to downward dog. Thumbs hug in as you press to your downward facing dog. Now, I know I'm offering a lot of instruction. Please focus more upon your breath. Focus on your breath and just pick up whatever cues you can along the way just to keep yourself safe and well aligned. Good. As you're ready, you're going to empty your lungs completely. Nice. Walk to the top of your mat into a halfway lift. Breathe in, flat back, forward fold. Good. Halfway lift again. And again, just pause here. Take the arms back. So whenever we stand up, start with the arms reaching back just to keep the spine straight and less load on the lower back. Stand up and then splash your face as you reach to the sky. That's it. Front ribs in. Lean to the right as you breathe out. Good. Both arms up. Breathe in. Let's do this nice and slow. Lean to the left. Exhale. Both arms up. Inhale. Hands to lower back. Exhale. Gentle standing back bend. Inhale. Forward fold. Please bend your knees nice and deep. Hands to the floor or hands to your legs, whatever works. Right leg back now. This is where we'll do this. So right leg back. So we're not going to practice stepping forwards into a lunge. We're just going to work on stepping back. This way we want to make sure that front knee's at 90 degrees. So maybe wiggle the right foot back a little. Check feet are hip width apart. That's it. You could be, some of you would be right on your fingertips here. Right? Depends on the length of your arms. Just demonstrate that right onto fingertips. That's the way. Again, we want to make sure this heel doesn't roll in or out. And where possible, back leg is on. Again, you're welcome to drop the back knee to floor. Good. Take a long inhale. And downward facing dog. Long exhale. Bend your knees, roll to high plank position, check shoulders, elbows, wrists, one straight line, and then lay down. You could drop the knees to lay down all the way. Good. Cobra Pose, make sure heels don't roll in. Good. Downward dog, tuck your toes, full breath out. Nice. Walk to the top of your mat into a halfway lift. Breathe in, flat back. Good job. Forward fold, please bend your knees, exhale. Good. Arms back to stand up. That's it. Reach up through the center. Good. You can see if you can keep your legs straight. Lean to the right as you breathe out. Good. Find your rhythm now. Inhale, both arms up, front ribs in. Lean to the left. Both arms up. Gather, big deep breath. Hands to lower back as you breathe out. Inner thighs back, standing back bend. Inhale, legs straight. Forward fold, nice deep bend to your knees. Exhale. Good. Left leg back. Inhale, fill up. Downward facing dog. Long breath out. See if you can ripple the spine. Roll to high plank. That's it, we'll get there. Good. Lay down, look forwards. Chest draws forward, slow it down. Cobra Pose to breathe in. Inner thighs up. Yep. Downward dog, tuck your toes. Thumbs hug in. Good. Step to the top of your mat. We're in flow now. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, empty the lungs. Good. Stand up, reach up, inhale. Lean to the right, exhale. Good. Reach up, breathe in. Lean to the left. Good. Reach up, inhale. Front ribs in, neck edge is long. Hands to lower back. Let's slow it down. Good. Standing back bend, core is on, chin slightly tucked. Good. Forward fold. Empty the lungs. Doing right leg back now, I believe. Right leg back as you inhale. Yep, right leg back. Good. Downward dog as you exhale. We're going to try and find a nice slow rhythm. Good. High push-up position. Breathe in. Shoulders, elbows, wrists. Slowly lay it down. Thumbs are hugging in. Cobra Pose. Maybe lift the feet. Inner thighs up. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Breathe it all out. On a no breath, we walk to the top of your mat. Into a halfway lift. Breathe in. Forward fold. Nice and slow. Good. Stand up. Splash your face. Reach up. Inhale. See if you can do it with straight legs. Lean to the right as you breathe out. Good. Find your flow. Reach up. Inhale. Ujjayi Breath. Lean to the left. Exhale. Both arms up. Front ribs in. Hands to lower back. I want you to focus on inner thighs drawing back as you back bend. Your toes are turned out. Good. Forward fold. You could bend the knees. Empty slowly. Good. You're going to do one more set. Left leg back. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Maybe round the spine. Start with knees bent. Roll to high plank. Inhale. Roll the spine. That's all right. And lay down slowly. Exhale. Cobra Pose. Inhale. Thumbs hug in. Downward dog. Palms are flat. Exhale. Step to the top of the mat. Into a halfway lift. Breathe in. Forward fold. Please bend the knees. Check your toes. Turn slightly in. Good. Stand up. Straight spine. Inhale. That's it. Good. Lean to the right. Exhale. If you want to slow it down, you're welcome to. Both arms up. Breathe in. To the left side. Both arms up. Inhale. Front ribs in. Good. Hands to lower back. Again, check. Inner thighs are drawing back as you back bend. Breathe in. Forward bend. Maybe bend the knees deeper if you need to. Check those toes. Good. And then, is it right leg back? I think so. Right leg back. Good. Into downward facing dog. Breathe out. And see if you can bend the knees. Roll the spine. Arms stay straight. Ripple the spine into high push-up. That's it. Slowly lay it down. Cobra Pose here. And we're going to meet in Child's Pose. As you're ready, press back. That's the way. Good. See if you can let everything go. Accept this deep awareness of each breath as it passes through your nose. One of the most advantageous parts of a yoga practice. You know, a lot of people have told me yoga has revolutionized their life. I'm like, which part? Was it the hamstring stretch or the pec stretch? And really, it's the breath, for one thing, the focus on the breath, the conscious breathing, but more so it's the ability to be in your body. So here as you're breathing, you're noticing your hips, maybe any tightness in the lower back. You're noticing the effect of your breath in your lungs, in your chest. And now you're here, you're really here. The only real place that ever exists is right here and now, in the present moment. So let's finish your out breath as you're ready. And then press to all fours to breathe in. Good. Downward dog, easy and slow. Good. See if you can stretch this out. Again, you're welcome to keep knees bent. The last thing you want to do is round the lower back. So you want to bend the knees if you need to. But others, again, explore straightening the legs. You could work on one leg at a time if you'd rather. And just see if you can stretch through the Achilles, the calf muscle. That's it. Make sure fingers are spread, thumbs are hugging in. Take a long exhale as you're ready. On a no breath, you're going to walk to the top of your mat, just cruising nice and slow. Halfway lift to breathe in. And then left leg back. Good. Okay. So now again, this one, again, you're welcome to drop back knee, but maybe see if you can keep knee lifted where possible. Good. And if you are working back knee off the floor, energize that back leg. So really engage it. Keep the front knee above the heel. If it's not, then maybe wiggle left foot back. Never let the front knee collapse in. So front knee is tracking wide in line with the right little toe. Come up onto your left hand fingertips, right onto the fingertips to reach the right arm to the sky. That's the way. Again, don't let that front knee collapse in. So front knee broadening. If it's too much for you, just drop the left knee to the floor. It's a good option for some. Good. Do this with the breath. Easeful and slow. We want to try and get the hips level where possible. So it's this left leg that's lifting with front knee broadening. Easy flowing breath. Right onto your fingertips, honey. Right onto fingertips. So you don't want to be dumping down onto that left shoulder. In fact, you could even lift the left hand slightly off the floor or one finger on the floor. So you're really working the legs here nice and strong. That's the way. Eyes on one point as you breathe. Great job. As you're ready, both hands down, you're going to work to straighten the front leg, not to lock it out aggressively. That's it. Just see if you can straighten this front leg and keep the hips level. So maybe pulling the outer right hip back for some. That's the way. The outer right hip draws back. Nice. Again, not overdoing it. Forehead towards your shin, but not overstretching. It's just easeful, conscious and calm. Good work. Take a long exhale as you fold that little deeper. And then low lunge, drop the back knee to the floor. That's it, hands to front knee. And sit up. Hands to front knee. Both hands, drop your back knee to the floor. That's the way. Good. And you're still lunging. Maybe even turning to the right a little bit here. See if you can really emphasize the stretch in your left. If you want to reach the arms up, go for it. For some, it's a stronger variation. Good. Take a large inhale. And then three-legged dog. So that's downward dog with the right leg to the sky. Good. Now stay here, or do as you did before, elbow down to modify, or flip out your dog. If you want to flip your dog, hands stay level, that's it, and then flip your dog to land your heels on one line. So heels on one line. Be mindful here, you've got to really push down with that left hand. Left arm's a pillar of strength. Really strong through the left hand if you are flipping the dog. Heels are on one line, core is engaged, and of course you're breathing slowly, calmly, and consciously. Nice work. As you're ready, take a big inhalation. And we're going to step to the top of your mat. Take as many breaths, many steps as you need to as you exhale. Into a halfway lift, breathe in. Let's just forward fold, reset, breathe out. Good. In fact, let's stand up, reach up to the sky, breathe in. Nice. Lean to the right, cinch in the waist. Good. Both arms up, breathe in. Lean to the left. Nice and slow, Ujjayi. Both arms up, inhale, check those toes. Hands to lower back as you exhale. Standing back bend, gentle inhale, inner thighs draw back. Forward fold, please bend the knees as deep as you need to breathe out. And then right leg back, low lunge. So this is where we started before. Good. See if you can lift that back knee off the floor. If you need to drop it down, that's fine. Good. Feet are hip width apart. Good. Really energize that right leg where possible. Good. And see if you can keep the hips level. Good. So onto the right fingertips, take the left arm to the sky. Again, never letting left knee collapse in. So left knee tracking wide. Welcome to drop the back knee to modify. Good. Easeful breath here just before. Right onto the right hand fingertips if you can for 3. Notice the quality of your breathing. Right triceps wrapping in. Left knees broadening as you lunge into that front leg. Good. Last 2. Good. As you're ready to, both hands to floor, straightening the front leg without locking the knee. Without aggressively locking it. Good. You might straighten it, but not locking it out. Be mindful of the ligament in the back of the knee. That's it. Keeping hips level where possible. You can check in on the right heel. Don't let the right heel roll in. Easeful breath. Forehead towards your shin. Great job. Finish the out breath as you're ready. To low lunge, drop the back knee. And hands to front knee. Sitting upright. That's the way. Good. Again, welcome to turn a little to the left. I like that option. Not the knee, just the chest can turn towards the left. You should feel this at the front of your right hip. Or if you want to, you could reach the arms up to the sky. Or you could turn your chest a little to the left if you wanted to. See how you can feel it. That's it. Really allowing your body to open up. No points for how flexible you are in yoga. And there's nothing in any of the yoga texts that talk about flexibility is the goal. Rather, flexibility is a byproduct of the practice. The goal is to be in your body. Good. You're going to fill up your lungs as you lunge deep, as you inhale. Good. 3-legged dog. So that's downward dog with the left leg lifting to the sky. Good. Again, for some, this is enough. Just stay right here or drop right elbow to modify. Or you could flip your dog with hands level to start. Flip your dog landing heels on one line. Good. Heels on one line, knees at hip width apart. Same sort of emphasis when we're back bending, standing, inner thighs down here. Good. Heels maybe feet a little closer in. Set right hand as a pillar of strength. Right palm presses down. You could reach up and over by all means. Do this with your breath. Slow and steady wins the race. Conscious and deep. Good. Once you feel balanced both sides, core is on, take your time to step slowly to the top of your mat. Left leg steps slowly stepping forwards to halfway lift, breathe it in. Forward fold to breathe it all out. Good. All right, now halfway lift, separate the feet to hip width, and I want you to stand on the hands, palms face up. Stand right onto the hands, so toes touching your wrist joints. Again, please bend your knees deeper here. Good, and fold forwards. Attempt to pull the hands out from under your feet, and that will deepen the forward bend. Now, when we're in a forward bend, we want to be engaging the front side of the body. So see if you can engage your quadriceps, engage your core, engage even your chest muscles to facilitate the release of the back body. So hamstrings maybe lengthening. That's it. Lower back and rectus spinae muscles lengthening, relaxing. Make sure chest is on your thighs. You're folding comfortably deep. Nice. As you're ready, release that halfway lift. Turn the hands the other way. Stand on the hands, but turn the palms down with the thumbs out. And just really gentle here. Try to draw your elbows towards your shins. Less of a forward bend here, more of a wrist release. That's the way. Beautiful job. Nice. And then as you're ready to, just going to halfway lift, step to a high push-up position. High push-up. Good. Get strong now. Heels back, legs on. You're welcome to drop knees forwards and down, but otherwise legs, heels back, honey. So yeah, that's it. Good. Now, before you lay down, good, heels back, not feet back, heels back. That's the way. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, one straight line. Good. Thumbs are hugging in. You're going to lower together for the count of 1, 1. We're down. Good. Now start with Cobra Pose, just gentle. Start with Cobra. Good, but now what I want you to do is slide the hands back, maybe fly them, or maybe bind them behind your back, if that's an option for you. Maybe just fly the arms wide, up to you. That's it. Now start to lift the feet off the floor. That's it, work the inner thighs up. That's it, keep the neck edges long, call this Locust Pose, Shavasana. And see, if you're feeling super strong, you're welcome to reach the arms forwards. Keep neck edges long here, just for 4. Good, inner thighs up, so you're not letting the heels roll in. Inner thighs up, thighs are neutral. That's it, 3, heels in line with the toes. Beautiful, Superman pose, Superwoman pose. Lift up as high as you can, last 2. Good, as you're ready, forehead to the floor and gently press to child's pose, nice and slowly. Gently release. Beautiful. Easeful, conscious breath. Good. Now, as you're ready to, you're going to come up onto your knees. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up. That's the way. If you want to tuck your toes, good place to start for some of you. Just tuck the toes here. Good. Then reach the right arm up and reach the right hand to the right heel behind you. Right hand to right heel. That's the way. Left hand can stay down, or you can reach the left arm up. Yeah, go for it. Left arm reaching up is a good option. Yes. Right hand to right heel. Make sure core is on. Inner thighs are drawing back, and really essential that your hips are above your knees, so you're not leaning back. If it's too much for you, just keep the hands to lower back, or right hand to lower back and left arm up. That's the way. And then change sides as you're ready. So left hand to left heel, and you can reach right arm up. Or again, if it's too much, just left hand to left hip, right arm up for some. Good. Inner thighs drawing back. Core is engaged as you breathe here. Good. Now imagine most of you, again I can't see you, I'm guessing that some of you will bring both hands to hips here, both hands to hips. Others may choose to go both hands to heels, right? But only if you can keep your thighs above your knees. Core is on as you breathe, so really engage your core. I don't encourage you to drop your head back, it's okay if you do, but I rather don't let the head just hang in a hyperextension. Rather maybe neck edges long, chin slightly tucked. Just here for 3, core is on, inner thighs draw back, last 2. Now without whiplashing, you're just going to allow yourself to very slowly release back into child's pose without whiplashing out of it. Just easily make your way down. Great job. This is where we started. Notice now your experience. Are you starting to experience more presence? You're in your body. Best place to be. In your own body. Best place to be, in the present moment. Where our mind becomes an instrument rather than our master. And for many of us, we allow our minds to throw us around, riding the highs and lows. We can just learn to be embodied, present in our own skin. All is well right here, right now. There never has to be another problem in your life. If you learn to no longer resist any single event, there will never ever be another problem in your life. Perhaps challenges, but no more problems. Good. As you're ready, just going to cross your ankles and come onto your butt. Stretch your left leg out and place your right foot outside your left knee for a twist. So right foot outside left knee. That's it. For some, right foot outside left knee isn't a great option. You could place it to the inside. And for others, you could actually bend the left leg and fold the left leg up. I prefer to sit on a block personally. You need to have both your sit bones flat on the floor here. You're going to twist to the right, so you can reach left arm up if you want. And you can twist to the right, but make sure both your sit bones are balanced on the floor. So again, whatever option you need to, stretch left leg out if that helps. Yeah, to get both your sit bones flat. That's what you're doing well. Good, right sit bone down. That's it, and the crown of the head's lifting up, top of the head, so you're lengthening the spine. What I want you to do is keep twisting gently to the right, but internally, can you feel your inner spine, like right onto your in spine, and turn your spine towards the front? Call this counter twist. So yes, you're still twisting to the right, but internally trying to oppose the action by getting your spine to twist forwards. Again, your eyes are on one point. You're breathing slowly through the nose without the nasal sound. Ujjayi breath. Good. And then change sides as you're ready to. Change legs. Good. Again, for some, left foot to the inside of your right knee. Others, left foot to the outside. Some to fold the right leg back. Others keep the right leg stretched out. But the imperative thing here is that your left sit bone is as level as your right sit bone. So your hips are level. That's it. Your spine is lifting right up. Make sure left sit bone's flat. Yep. And then again, as you twist to the left, can you internally spin your spine forward? It's really only 5% effort internally spinning the opposite direction. Turn your head back if you want. Look back, yeah, sorry. Good. Once that feels balanced for you, I like to do a little open face twist to the other side, just kind of neutralizes it out. And then stretch both legs out. That's it, take your butt back. You can grab the fleshy part out from under your butt if you like. Start with knees bent as you reach up to the sky. And exhale, fold forwards. Make sure you can grab your feet. So bend the knees if you need. Grab the outside edges of your feet. Halfway lift. Press the base of the big toe forwards with your thumb. Pull the outer edges of the feet back as you fold forwards. So again, we want knees as bent as they need to be to bring your chest to your thighs. Easy breath. Good. As you're ready, place the hands behind your hips, so sit up. Hands behind the hips, fingers face forwards or slightly turned out. Let's start with knees bent here. Hands a bit behind you and lift up for tabletop pose. Tabletop, so spine neutral. That's it. Now in this pose, I want you to try and tense up your legs, tense up your stomach, tense up your chest, tense up your arms, and even tense up your face. They're really tight. Good. And then lay down. Shavasana. I'll get you a jumper. Maybe if you've got your jumper, if you need some extra warm clothing, a blanket even. Of course, you're welcome to if you've got extra time at home to do an inversion. It's not always safe to teach inversions without being able to see you do them. So I wouldn't encourage you to do it if you're brand new, to learn it through an expert teacher. Maybe you get to sit on your hands, legs to the sky. That's a modified inversion. For others though, now we prepare for a final resting pose. Interestingly enough, we start as a child and we end as a corpse pose, which is Shavasana. And you know, my hope is, and I practice this every night before I sleep, is I practice dying when I go to bed. Meaning, I let go of everything, let everything go. And so at this point of the practice, we want to stay present in our own body. So eyes are closed, but rotate your awareness through your body if you like to, or just scan your body from head down to toes. And just see if there's any unnecessary tension that you could release. See if you could consciously relax each and every part of your body. Make any adjustments you need to now, because the idea is once you're set in this pose, don't move, don't fidget, don't scratch. You stay here for a minimum 5 minutes. For some of you at home, I encourage you to stay for a minimum 10 minutes if you've got the time. Just close your lid, your laptop now, if you will, and just lay here for 10 minutes. Set an alarm if you need to. But we're no longer controlling the breath, but certainly noticing the breath is useful. You could imagine a little hammock between both ears, and you could rest your brain inside the hammock. Just let your brain take a little holiday as you fully embrace now this experience of presence, just being in your own skin, letting everything go. And again, I highly recommend you stay here longer if you have the time. Otherwise, just start to awaken fingers and toes. Maybe stretch the right arm above your head. And then just rolling to the right side. Use your arm as a pillow. And just peel yourself up as you're ready to. Coming into a comfortable seat. And of course, if you've got the time, you might just want to sit a little while. Meditation, short meditation, just focusing on the natural breath without any effort to control it. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us this morning. My name's Keenan, this is Sigal. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.